What is up, guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with the power of speakerphone. Dallas Stewart. We are going live for the 2022 Seahawks schedule reaction. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing good. It's nice to now know who the Seahawks will be playing.
Yep, and we have 3 preseason games, obviously, too. We're playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh. We're playing the Bears at home, and then to be determined, we got the Dallas Cowboys on the road, obviously, in Dallas, and gonna be
this is a Thursday game. That's weird.
Yeah, it's a Thursday game against
5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 o'clock at home against
the Bears. 2 road preseason, 1 home. Because last year I think we had 2 home, 1 road.
Yeah, 2 home, 1 road.
The 1 road was the Raiders.
Yeah, and the 2 home were the Broncos and Chargers. All right, let's get into this. This should be a fun year for us. We decided to go live with this one just so we can give a live reaction this time around. Chilling, long day at work, but yep, week 1, obviously. Yep, not surprised that they decided to milk the ratings week 1 for the first Monday Night Football game of the 2022 season, giving us Russell Wilson's homecoming to Seattle with the Broncos coming into Seattle. Jerry Jeudy got arrested earlier, which I talked about in the video earlier. So getting Denver week 1 is pretty much no surprise there. This game will probably be a sold-out game only because of Russell Wilson's return. And wonder if they'll do a tribute video at the beginning of the game, kind of like what the Colts did for Peyton Manning in 2013 when he came back with Denver, and kind of like what the Patriots did for Tom Brady when he came back with the Buccaneers. Hopefully they do a nice tribute and they give him a standing ovation, give Russell Wilson a nice standing ovation, and then we'll see what we do here. But I think this game is most likely going to be a loss, and then that means Russell Wilson would have one more team left to beat to become the 5th quarterback all time to beat all 32 teams.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting game for sure right off the bat. At least the weather should be nice for his return to Seattle since it's so early in the year.
And it's week 1, which also means red zone reactions for us, so you make sure to stay tuned for that. So we're going to have basically, well, we'll get on with it later. So yeah, red zone reaction first of the season for me and Dallas will be week 1, the day before we take on Denver for our home opener on Monday Night Football. You know I'll be there, and you know I'll be doing the player interaction videos that all of you guys love and watch and show love on every time when I'm interacting with certain players. Whew, all right.
There'll be a lot of new players, too.
Oh, yeah. I hope Noah Fant and freaking Shelby Harris and, yep. Maybe we'll see, but the question is who's going to be the quarterback, because we got two undrafted rookies too. Levi Lewis from freaking Louisiana, and then of course we got Caleb Ellaby from Western Michigan, who has familiarity with Dwayne Eskridge. So see if they can do that connection during the preseason too. So that'll be interesting. Week 2, we're going down to Levi Stadium, taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, with the San Francisco 49ers, it's going to be Trey Lance starting in this season too, and maybe possibly it could be Jimmy Garoppolo, but we don't know how good Trey Lance is going to be year 2. He was a little iffy in his first year, wouldn't you say, Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a rookie then, so it's expected.
We got San Francisco earlier than we got him last year. Last year we got him in week 4.
Yeah, we got him week 4, which we ended up winning. We ended up sweeping them last year too. It could be different this time around. Either they sweep us, or maybe I could potentially see us, depending on how Trey Lance is, if he's starting or whatever the hell they do. I could potentially see this series with San Francisco potentially being a split this year.
Yeah,
we could potentially split. Not saying we are, but we could potentially split, or get swept by them or sweep them. But most likely, I think I could potentially see this as a split this year, either with them winning their home game and us winning our home game against them. But we'll see. Week 3, we got the Atlanta Falcons. Is it going to be Marcus Mariota or Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati starting for the Falcons? What do you think on this one?
Probably Mariota or Ridder. Definitely a winnable game.
Yeah, it's winnable.
For the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though.
Atlanta's in a rebuild, too.
Yeah, we're both in rebuilds,
Calvin Ridley, a year-long suspension because of gambling, and no Matt Ryan.
but they got Drake London from USC. They got
Pitts, but I don't know who they have on defense.
Yeah, that will be very interesting to watch to see how.
A winnable game for the Seahawks.
Yep. Then week 4, this should definitely be a winnable game, taking on the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
In Detroit.
One of the games that hopefully it'll be over in the third or fourth quarter. Hopefully it's a convincing win on the road.
Yeah.
Last time we played in Detroit was 2018.
Yeah, we did work on them. They kind of made it close until Stafford threw that interception to Coleman.
We destroyed them last year in the home in what turned out to be Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner's last home game as a Seahawk.
Yeah, as Seahawks, Wagner and Wilson's last.
We kind of let them get back into the game, but we put up 50 on them.
Yep, that was last year though. I could see that possibly as a win. Saints, I'm a little iffy on that one with the way their defense is. Obviously, they're still going to have Jameis Winston at quarterback, and
I would love to get revenge for last year in that frustrating 13-10 Monday night game in the rain, where penalties really cost us, and it was the second game with Geno after the Wilson injury, and we pretty much said season was over after that game. We have not beaten the Saints since the 2013 divisional round.
Yeah, we haven't beaten them since the playoffs in 2013, the Super Bowl 48 year.
Because they beat us in 2019.
They beat us in
Seattle in 2016 in New Orleans.
Yeah, they did, and then they beat us last year in Seattle.
It'd be great if that could somehow be maybe a surprise win, but that's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, so I'm 50-50 on that one. Cardinals at home, probably a loss. Chargers on the road, probably a loss. Most likely a loss.
Yeah, because who did they get? Was it Khalil Mack in the offseason?
They got Khalil Mack. They got Sebastian Joseph Day. They really loaded up on defense. And they got...
Probably should have made the playoffs.
And I think they also get J.C. Jackson from the Patriots. I remember they got J.C.
I think they got him, yeah, in a loaded AFC West.
Oh, yeah, and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's going to be slinging the rock, so I expect the Chargers to be a loss.
Last time we played the Chargers was 2018, and they beat us in Seattle. We haven't beaten them since 2010.
Yeah, when Leon Washington had the 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. Our special teams won us that game in 2010. And then, so yeah, the Chargers and that loaded defense probably kick our butts in that one. New York Giants at home. I could see this as a
winnable game.
Yeah, but
I still think they're going to be. The Giants are still going to be pretty damn bad, even though getting Devonte Adams in the draft
and Evan Neal on the offensive line. Yeah, they got
But that quarterback situation's a mess.
Yeah, they beat us last time with.
For them, is it going to be? Is it going to be Daniel Jones, or is it going to be, didn't they get Tyrod Taylor?
Tyrod Taylor? Did the Giants? I forgot.
Yeah, I think they got Tyrod Taylor in the offseason.
Yeah, I think I heard that too, that the Giants got Tyrod.
We could be seeing Tyrod Taylor.
We'll see, depending on how bad Daniel...
I mean, that's a game. I know we're in rebuild, but they're in worse position than we are.
Yeah, we better beat the Giants to get revenge for 2020.
Well, we lost to freaking Colt McCoy, and it really cost us pretty much home field seating-wise in the NFC playoffs in 2020.
Yeah. All right. Yep. And then, obviously, the Cardinals at Arizona probably going to be swept by them. Then we're going to probably get
we beat them somehow in Arizona last year in the season finale.
Let's be real. In that game in week 18 last year, we broke Detroit didn't break the Cardinals. The Seahawks did. We broke the Cardinals last year going into the playoffs because they had no life against the Rams in that wild card game when they let Matthew Stafford get his first ever playoff win on his road to Super Bowl 56 to winning his reign. So, yeah, you could basically say the Cardinals died in week 18 before the Rams absolutely buried them. We were the nail in the coffin, and the Rams were the dirt over the hole in the grave.
So we get done with the Cardinals pretty early.
Yeah, and then we go to Germany where we'll probably get obliterated by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. So that's a loss. Week 11 will be our bye week, so that will be Red Zone Reaction Stream number 2, which will have some fun. Hopefully we get some good games on Red Zone. We got some pretty damn good games last year for our Red Zone reactions with the amount of them that we even had.
Yeah, we had 6 last year with all the schedule. Yeah, with the primetime games that we did have, and then the bye week, and then the Ram game getting moved to Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember that. What's up, Immortal Technique? Yep, he's saying that Seahawks need revenge against the Giants. We're going to beat them with a backup quarterback. Well, we can only hope, but don't underestimate. Las Vegas Raiders at home. I could see that, obviously, as a loss. The Raiders are loaded up. They got freaking Chandler Jones from the Cardinals in the offseason, a big acquisition. Him and Max Crosby are going to be a dynamic duo on that Raider defense.
Devonte Adams again for a second straight year.
Yep, Devonte Adams is now on the Raiders too, reunited with his college teammate Derek Carr. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Derek Carr does with Devonte Adams and some of his weapons that he now has in Las Vegas too. And I know Devonte Adams recently bought that house in Vegas too, like CG mentioned in his reaction to the Raiders getting Devonte Adams. So, yeah, pretty much could see that as a loss. And that's just being 100% real. I mean, like I said, I don't think we're going to be picking the Hawks a lot to win some games. There will be some games where we pick them, but remember, this is rebuilding. It's going to be tough. Still diehard Seahawks fans to the end, but got to tell the truth. Rams were getting swept by, obviously, so Week 13 is definitely a loss.
We got them really late this year.
Yeah, Week 14, I could potentially see us getting a win against Carolina, because Carolina,
yeah, they're in full rebuild. Are they still going to be going with Darnold, or is it going to be Matt Corral?
That will be an interesting quarterback competition to watch.
Definitely on the hot seat.
Definitely, he is definitely on the hot seat for sure.
Lost like 12 out of the last 14 after a 3-0 start.
Yep, we were never sold on
like a 7-game losing streak.
You were never
sold even after that 3-0 start last year.
Yeah, you were. I know for sure.
The 3 wins were against the Jets and the Texans.
Well, let's be real. I'm going to say you were never sold on Carolina to begin with either, and I don't think I was either. All right,
we played New Orleans the week out, and New Orleans had an emotional letdown after they, destroyed Green Bay in Jacksonville in Week 1. So yeah, we were never really sold on Carolina.
Yeah. All right. Then Week 15, San Francisco. I could potentially see us splitting with the 49ers and obviously getting swept by the Cardinals and Rams.
That would probably be the win. Lose to them in Week 2 on the road. So probably, unfortunately, I hate to do it, probably start off 0-2. When's the last time we started off 0-2?
I think the last time we started out 0-2 was 2018.
Oh, yeah. We lost at Denver and then lost at
Chicago
on Monday night. Yeah, so probably our first 0-2 start in 4 seasons.
Yeah, and then obviously Christmas Eve at the Chiefs. That's an obvious loss. Mahomes is going to shred our defense.
That's probably going to be a 30, 35-point loss, unfortunately.
That will probably be a blowout.
They're just so much better than us talent-wise.
Yep.
They're still going to be a favorite in the AFC to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I know they lost Tyreek Hill, and that's a big loss, but they're still going to be one of the top 3 teams in the AFC. Yeah,
that loss of Cincinnati is definitely going to be the fire to their season this year.
Yeah.
And, all right, up next, New Year's Day at home against the New York Jets. The Jets had a pretty damn good draft with all they got with their picks, especially getting Sauce Gardner. But even with all those picks, I'm still going to say this. I still think the Jets are still the Jets and one of the most snake-bitten franchises in NFL history. So I'm definitely going to say that the Jets, I mean, anything can happen any given Sunday, but this is going to be our last win of the season.
Probably would be. What was it last time? 40-3?
40-3, yep. We took that massive dump on them at home before they upset the Rams.
Probably the earliest check mark we've ever done during a Seahawks game.
Yeah.
We started doing game picks.
Yep, and until we blew out Detroit in last year, that would have been an early check mark if I had brought the list with me. But, yep, I think Granted, hey, if we could beat the Jets with Seneca Wallace when they had Brett Favre, we can beat the Jets with either Drew Lock or Geno Smith or whoever the heck our quarterback is going to be if one of the undrafted rookies that we got shines and somehow wins the job. If we can beat them with Seneca Wallace, we can beat them with either one of those guys.
Jets are probably going to be one of the top three worst teams in the league again.
Yeah, granted, they did have. I do think they nailed it in the draft.
Probably Jacksonville again.
Though I do think
Jacksonville might have the number 1 pick for a 3rd straight year.
Still,
Jacksonville will probably be the worst team in the league again.
Yeah, still, I do think the Jets did have a pretty solid draft, and of course, they had a pretty good free agency when they added C.J. Uzomah. Getting C.J. Uzomah was a big get, and then of course they got our former cornerback, DJ Reed. DJ Reed reuniting with Robert Saleh.
So he'll be returning.
Yep, and of course he's reunited with Robert Saleh too, who we had in San Francisco. Can't forget that little detail
so
too.
Bobby Wagner's return to Seattle will be
when week 18.
Oh, wait. Week 18?
Yeah, the final week of the season is Bobby Wagner's homecoming.
Oh wait, so the final 2 are at home?
Final 2 are at home. Yep, Jets and Rams. Final 2 are at home.
We play the Rams on the road the first game.
Exactly.
The exact opposite of last year.
Yeah, exactly. But yep, like I said, I could potentially see us. I definitely could see the Jets game being our last win of the season, and we will definitely be missing the playoffs and probably finishing last in the division again, most likely. So
probably our first back-to-back losing season since 2010, 2011.
Yep, pretty much. But wins being over, possibly the Falcons, the Lions, maybe the Saints, the Giants, and the Jets, San Francisco, and the Panthers, splitting with San Francisco.
6-11?
Probably 6-11, unless we somehow pull a miracle upset.
We somehow get a surprise win at New Orleans. That would be nice. So maybe at best 7-10, but probably what's the over under 6.5? We might get slightly over the over if we get to 7-10, but
it could be worse.
6-11.
It could be worse though. It could be 5 or 4. But hey, we've made it through worse. We survived 4-12 in 2008 and 5-11 in 2009. Most of the fans that came in during the last decade is going to learn, what it's at least like to have rough seasons and losing seasons. So at least the younger generation is finally at least going to learn what it's like,
Yeah, don't get your expectations too high.
Yeah, my expectations are not high, but I'm definitely excited to keep my eye out for this rookie class to see what we got in these rookies. It'll be very exciting to watch these rookies, see who shines out of the new cornerbacks, see how good Tariq Woolen and Kobe Bryant can be. Maybe they can be a good cornerback duo, and then see Abraham from Wazoo, Abraham Lucas, Charles Cross on that offensive line, see if they can open up some holes for Rashad Penny, and of course the newly acquired Michigan State running back Kenneth Walker III. Excited to see what he can bring to the table. He was the second best running back in the draft. And let's not forget the Jets did also get Breece Hall, who was the best running back in the draft from Iowa State. So we'll be facing Breece Hall late in the season too. But it'll be interesting, At this point, as Seahawks fans, we're all along for the ride and rough out the storm. And whatever we get in the draft next year, heck, we're gonna have 2 first-round picks. Thank you, Denver, because of the Russell Wilson trade. So if Denver's season somehow, if Russell somehow, not saying he will, I'd never wish injury on anyone, but if he gets hurt, then hopefully that pick will turn into a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Yep. Michael Mathis called me earlier. I got to see what he was calling to tell me about earlier after we do this. But anyway, thank you all for tuning into this stream. And that's pretty much our reaction to the Seahawks 2022 schedule. Give me your thoughts down in the comments down below. And you know what else to do if you're new to the channel. Thank you all for supporting the channel. Appreciate the ride we've all been on. And, can't wait to get to this season and do my player interactions at the home game. And Dallas and I cannot wait to get back and react to all these games with you guys on some Red Zone.
Yeah, that's the thing we look forward to the most. It was really fun doing all those red zone reactions last year.
I think last year was one of our best years with how many reaction weeks we got.
Yeah.
Whew, all right. Sam Dog and Dallas about to sign on out. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.